Hi guys, so I am back today with another video. I want to first apologize for being MIA for a while. A lot of things have changed since I filmed last year, and since last year in general. I've gotten married, moved to a new house, changed careers, I've traveled, I went to South Korea. I've started a couple of new projects. So I'm really excited to share some of those with you guys down the pipe. But don't worry, I'm back. There will be more of the Lost in Lagos series because as I live my life in Lagos, so much happens, and even for people who are moving back, I want to warn you about things or help you out or talk to you about certain things. But this video would be good. Because I could reintroduce myself to you guys and also share some information about myself so that you can get to know me a bit better. And answer some questions that I've been seeing in the comment section, and people have emailed me so that, yeah, get to know me a bit more. So I'll start with the most common question people ask me on this channel. They're always like, what's your ethnicity? Are you Nigerian? Are you half Nigerian? Are you from Edo? Are you Igbo, Ekiti, Yoruba? I think I even saw some people arguing in the comment section of one of my videos. And so I am from Akwa Ibom. I'm from Uyo. I am Ibibio. I was actually born in Uyo. My parents, both of my parents are from Uyo. They are both Ibibio. My grandparents, my great-great-grandparents. My village is actually Uyo. And people think that's strange, but that's the actual village that my father's family comes from. And we're from a certain clan in the village, and yeah, so we have a long history of being from Akwa Ibom. And so yeah, I'm from Uyo. I'm totally Nigerian. I wish I spoke my language. God knows I do. I actually did before I moved to the US when I was 4. But my mom kind of got scared of me mixing up Ibibio with English because she didn't realize that this is a natural thing children do, where you speak, let's say she would speak to me in English and I would respond in Ibibio, or she would speak to me in Ibibio and I would respond in English. And I think she just got a little bit apprehensive because I was starting school and she didn't want me to not adjust to school. So she just exclusively spoke to me in English, and I forgot Ibibio like this, which I feel really bad about, and she herself regrets it. So I'm gonna definitely try and learn, especially because I want my kids to speak it, and I want to learn it more and just be more fluent in the language. The thing about me is that I do speak Spanish. I took Spanish in school from the age of 11, when I was in 6th grade, all the way into college, and I would always I always liked the language, and I think back then I was actually interested in being a doctor. And so, being in the US, I was like, oh, Spanish is such a good language to learn because what if you have patients that don't speak English? It's just a really good language to master and everything. So I took it and I really took a liking to it, and I tried as much as possible to immerse myself in the language, watching TV shows constantly, reading newspapers and magazines in Spanish. And just whenever I would see people, even though I would feel embarrassed, I would definitely speak to them in Spanish. So that definitely helped. But now that I'm in Nigeria, I don't I feel myself losing the vocabulary because I haven't met anyone who speaks Spanish. So I feel I'm losing it rapidly. It's actually scary how quickly you can lose an acquired language if you don't use it often. Not necessarily that I don't understand it, but forming sentences gets a lot harder as the years progress. And just thinking in Spanish, it's just a bit more, but I understand it really well. It's just speaking it is becoming a bit more difficult for me. And I used to have an uncle here who spoke Spanish because he grew up in Equatorial Guinea, but he left Nigeria. So if you know people who I can like speak in Spanish to, or have conversations with, let me know in the comments below. Something else about me is that I love dogs. I want to have a dog. I want to have a pet dog. I've gotten to the point where my husband, he's tired of me talking about dogs. He's tired of watching Dogs 101 with me. He's tired of me, like, sending him photos of like people who breed dogs here so that I can get my dog. There are just several problems with me having a dog at this point in time. First of all is time commitment. In terms of like work and things, like my schedule is a bit more flexible right now, but in the next few months things are gonna really ramp up for me work-wise, and I don't know if I have enough time to dedicate to a dog or raising like a puppy, because they're like children. The second thing is, although I've had dogs at my father's house, none of the dogs lived indoors, and I want an indoor dog. And so the whole like the training, the potty training, the just like dealing with leaving the dog at home alone, like those things are a bit overwhelming for me, like in theory. And I don't know how I'm gonna deal with it, but I mean, people have done it before. I'd be like, in a sense, a first-time dog owner because I'm having the dog inside. And yeah, like I think those are the two main issues that are holding me back from getting a dog at this point. But I'm pretty sure I have like some breeds that I'm really interested in, and I know the people who I'm probably gonna get it from. It's just about working out the whole time commitment and all of that stuff. So you might see a dog. I might be introducing my dog, like hopefully in the next year, if I can get, like, especially thing number one with like my schedule, if I can get that to a place where I feel like I can dedicate time to a dog, you'll be seeing a video of me with a dog. I have road rage. Like it's not like, I'm not like a violent driver or anything. I'm just an extremely aggressive and defensive driver, because I feel like people here drive crazy, especially in Lagos. Like I haven't had issues with drivers, like really bad drivers or crazy drivers in Akwa Ibom, because I've only really driven in Akwa Ibom and Lagos. Like I didn't even try and drive in Abuja because people drive too fast there for me, and I just yeah, but people are mad aggressive. They like overtake you all the time. They're just rude drivers. Like people never indicate to let you know that they're changing lanes, so you're constantly on guard. If you're not on guard on these streets, somebody's definitely gonna hit your car, or I don't know, like in certain parts of the city, if like you're not in a safer place, like you could get like carjacked or something. So I've just become very aggressive, very territorial in my lane. But luckily, like since I've gotten married, I don't really drive myself as often, so I don't have to deal with the stress, because it's so stressful driving here, and you get just so aggressive that it kind of like carries into your morning, especially if like someone crazy did something on the road. It kind of like makes you a little bit more on edge during the day, right? This is another fact about myself. On the flip side, I love singing in my car. Most of the time when you see me in the car driving, or even, okay, if I'm in the car with my husband, I am singing like I'm at a Beyonce concert. Like I'm playing like some sort of, it's not even a ballad, like it could be like hip hop. I'm like rapping to everything, singing, like it's just like I'm in my own personal concert mobile as I'm driving down the streets. I don't look at anyone on the road, so like I'm very in my own head, and like usually when I'm driving, I feel like I'm either thinking about the lyrics of the song as I'm singing it, or just like focused on the road. So like I've had friends who have like driven next to me and I never saw them driving next to me, and they'll call me or send me a text like, yo, I'm next to you or I'm behind you. Like I've been trying to like reach out, but they usually laugh at me because I'm definitely in my own world, like having my own concert. About myself is I love to cook. I love to cook. I love cooking all types of stuff, and it's funny that I have gained this love of cooking, because if you had met me at 15, you would be like, this girl is gonna be useless in the kitchen. She doesn't know anything about cooking. Y'all, I burned a pot of rice, like boiling in water. Like, so yeah, I had no interest in cooking, right? And see what my mom did, and my mom has very creative ways of either punishing you or getting you to like the things that she likes, right? So what my mom did was that, like my 10th grade year, she sent me to Scotland, and I have an aunt that lives there, and she's like the best cook in our family. Like everyone knows my aunt can cook. Like she would cater for parties, even though she wasn't a caterer. She just like, she was really good at cooking, and I loved eating her food. So my mom sent me to her in the guise of, oh, we're gonna spend the summer in Scotland, you're gonna see beautiful castles, you're gonna go strawberry picking. And like she had a house in St. Andrews, which if you know anything about St. Andrews, Scotland, it's a beautiful, gorgeous, like village of a town. It's just really beautiful, and it's known for its golfing. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna have this lavish summer in St. Andrews, it's gonna be so fun. And it was. I did all of that stuff, but at the same time, like I was cooking, like, or she was teaching me. She would show me little things. She taught me how to cook little meals, and I really developed a love of it. Like, learned to cook like Ibibio food. I learned to cook general Nigerian meals, and then I learned to cook continental dishes, things from like Thai curries to like sushi rolls, to just different things, like even cake. Like she learned me. She taught me how to make cake from scratch, and I was like, oh my god, it tastes magical. I learned how to make bread. I learned how to make garlic bread. I learned how to like do crazy stuff in the kitchen. So it was really exciting for me because I had never liked cooking at all. Like I thought being in the kitchen was slavery, and I fell in love with cooking through that summer, and I still do. Okay. Y'all, this is a very, this fact about, I worked at McDonald's in high school. So this is how my story of how I worked at McDonald's in high school. Like I said before, my mother has very creative ways of punishing you. Before like my senior year. So I had gone to Scotland, and that summer as well, and my mother had traveled with my sister somewhere. So at the end of the summer, my dad gave me like this lump sum of money to like go back home, because I was gonna get back home before my mom and my sisters were done with their vacation. So I went to go and stay at my best friend's house, and my dad gave me money so that I could buy like school supplies, do a little bit of school shopping, and then like every time he gave me money, I was supposed to like save a certain amount and set that aside, and like that was my way of being financially responsible and learning the value of money. Well, my best friend and I had this, like, we were like at the stage, right, in high school where, you know, senior year, we have senior superlatives, we're gonna make our senior year the most amazing year ever. And so we decided that we wanted to be fashion plates. I mean, I grew up in the like metro Atlanta area. So we were like, no, we're gonna go to Lenox Mall and we are just gonna buy out the shops. Like, y'all, when I tell you, we spent like a good week shopping for school. Like, we were just like everywhere. My like school had started, and y'all, our outfits were so on point. We looked good. People were like, damn girl, I love that outfit. Oh, you got those shoes. Like, my senior pictures were so on point. People like, cause like we took photos where other people were looking, and people were like, oh my God, Dee Dee, like, wow, your hair, wow, your outfit, girl. Like, people were impressed, and I was like, yes, we look good, Like, me and my best friend, we were like so excited about that. And my mother came home 4 weeks later. She came home. My mom like goes to my room as I'm unpacking and putting all my clothes in the closet, and you know, just my closet's looking really full, and my mom is like, wow, these are nice outfits, like, where did you get them from? And I was like, Mommy, you won't believe the sale. I was thinking, and then she was like, oh, okay, so your books, they look a little bit like old, like these don't look like the books that I thought you were gonna get for school this year. And I was like, oh, it's so crazy, right? Like, the teacher said that we didn't need any new books, so I just decided to like use like the stuff that I already had. Like, I don't think it was old anyway. Like, so I was just making up these stupid excuses. So my mom doesn't say anything. She's just silently nodding her head, looking at my clothes, looking in my closet, and she was like, okay, well, all right, I guess I'll see you later. Anyway, the next morning comes around, right? I wake up and there's a McDonald's uniform at the foot of my bed. Like, there's the shirt, the visor, the pants, the shoes, and I'm just like, what's happening? So my mom like knocks on my door, comes into my room, and she was like, congratulations! Oh my God, Dee Dee, I don't know if you know this, but you have a job now. Mind you, my parents never wanted me to work in high school. They thought it would take away from my studies, that it would take away from my focus. So when I tell you that she told me I was working at McDonald's, my jaw dropped. So apparently, like right after she left my room, she drove to the local McDonald's in our neighborhood, got an application, talked to the manager, came home, filled out the application, forged my signature, and turned it back in, and he hired me immediately without sight of or seeing me or anything, and gave my mom all this stuff. And she was like, all right, you know, come have breakfast, and then you have a shift starting at 1 p.m. And that's how I started working at McDonald's. And that year, my senior year, I paid for everything out of my own pocket because she wanted me to like learn the value of money. So like, I paid for my driving lessons, I paid for my prom dress, everything that had to deal with prom, any sort of like activity that I wanted to do with friends or shopping, things that my parents would normally give me money for, I paid for it. I think the only thing I didn't pay for that year was my car, because like my parents got me a car that year, but everything else was like on me. And as much as I was embarrassed by that, it was really great because I made money for the first time by myself. It taught me the value of money and budgeting and thinking about like thinking before I spent. Funny enough, I didn't really buy clothes again that year because I had like overloaded on so much clothes at the beginning of the year. I really didn't need clothes again for the rest of the year. Cause y'all, I even bought coats, gloves, everything. At the beginning of the school year, I like decked myself out for that. So yeah, that's how I ended up working at McDonald's. If you want to know more about me, feel free to ask more questions. If you like this video, I can make another one if you want. And thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye!